All right, so this is a quick lesson on looking at specific intervals and being able to determine if that interval is increasing, decreasing, or if it is constant. So in other words, it is neither. So really quickly, if you look at this first example, so it says for part A, for each function below, place an x in the box that applies to each interval. So for example, it says to start by looking at from -8 to -6. So this is your domain. So what it's saying here is to focus your attention between -8 on the x-axis, which is here, and -6 on the x-axis, which is here. Okay, so we're looking specifically at the part that I just highlighted in orange. And then it's saying, well, let's read the graph from left to right and see what's happening. So as we travel from the left, starting here to the right, notice what happens. As we do this, we're going down. So that indicates that between -8 and -6, we are decreasing. So we would put an X in that box. Okay, so that's really all we're doing. So let's continue. So now it says to look between -6 and -4. So if I look between -6, which is here, and -4, which is here, well, what do we see happening in the graph between -6 and -4? There is no upward movement. There is no downward movement. It is just going from side to side, meaning there's no increase. There's no decrease. So we would call that neither. Or you could also call that constant. Same thing, from -4 to +1. So now we're going from the x value of -4, which is here, to the x value of +1, which is here. And so we want to say, okay, well, from here to here, what is happening with that graph? So as we move from the left to the right, notice we are going up. So from -4 on the x-axis to +1 on the x-axis, we are going up. So that would be an increase. Okay. And then last but not least, from 1 to 6. So starting here at 1, going here to 6. So we're going from this location to this location. We are going up. So we are increasing. So we would put an X under increasing. So that's really it. So all you're doing is looking at the domain and trying to figure out between those two X values in that boundary, what is happening? Okay. Are we going up, down, or are we not doing any upward or downward movement? Okay. So that's it. Go ahead and try the next one and see if you can do all those correctly. All right, so here's the answer for that particular question. So the next question. So for the first one, -7 to -5, we should have neither because it does remain constant. From -5 to -2, so -5, -2, we notice that it is going up. So we consider that to be increasing. From -2 to +2, it once again is going up. So we would consider that to be increasing. And then last but not least, from 3 to 4, so 3 is here, 4 is here. Notice between 3 and 4, it does remain constant. So we would say that that is neither. All right, so for the part B, it says for each problem below, sketch a graph that matches the given intervals. So in this case, they're giving you what the graph should look like. You're going to create a graph that matches these requirements. So it says between -8 to -2. So from -8, which is all the way over here, to -2 on the x-axis, which is here, we need it to be neither, meaning we need it to be constant. So I'm going to start by drawing a line from -8, well, attempt to, from -8 to -2. So I'm going to start my graph out like that. In fact, let me use this. I'll start my graph out like this from -8 to -2. So that is neither. And then from -2 to +2, it should be decreasing. So from -2 to +2, I'm going to do decreasing like so. And then we have from 2 to 5, it should be neither. So from 2 to 5, it's going to be neither. So it should remain flat. And then from 5 to 8, it should be increasing. From 5 to 8, it should be increasing. So from 5 to 8, I can bring it back up like that. And so that is an example of what your graph or your line could look like. I want you to go ahead and try an example or set something up for the next one using the requirements given. All right, so that is essentially your lesson for today. On the back of this sheet, I want you to try the functions interval number 2. So I want you to try those particular examples, see if you can figure out if it's increasing, decreasing, or neither. And so I want you to try both of those graphs at the top for part A, and you can try one of the graphs at the bottom for part B. Once you've done that and you feel like you understand what you're doing, I want you to go ahead and go to Khan Academy, where you're going to see the same exact assignment like you just saw here, but on an electronic form in Khan Academy, where you have to determine which interval is increasing or which interval is decreasing. This does count towards your percentage as well as your grade. All right, get to it.